need that external validation. You can validate yourself. That's why being alone for a moment after this is very important, to find yourself. Trusting your gut, trusting your intuition is so important. For me, it's been so important, and I've made much better decision making trusting my gut rather than doing what other people are doing, or what other people think, or whatever, or what people may think. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? So just trust your gut, trust your intuition, and trust who you are. And it is good because actually trusting your gut is trusting who you are. And I found that I've made much better decisions trusting my intuition. Okay. I don't really want to self-sabotage myself. I don't want to make decisions that are not going to be in the best interest. I want to make decisions that are going to go towards my dreams, my goals, those kind of things, being a positive place, peaceful and positive place. And doing things that when you feel like you are fearful of, just go towards it. I feel like you will find a lot about yourself going towards things that you're fearful of, thinking that you can't do it. And then when you do it, you're like, I can do it. And then if you can do it once, you can do it again. Also, I would say another thing is just that feeling of feeling lost. I do feel also like narcissistic parents, I feel in a way, give a lot of guilt. They share a lot of their own regrets, their own negative feelings in life, and they pile it onto you. They just dump it on you, and it's just piles up and up. And imagine every year that you've spent with this narcissistic parent, you've had years and years of conditioning of negative talk. I feel like you have a sense of just not feeling adequate enough. Just get rid of those negative feelings. I don't watch TV, I don't watch the news, I don't watch things that are going to infiltrate my mind with negativity. No, I get up in the morning, listen to Louise Hay, I'll listen to some positivity stuff, and I will reprogram my mind, and get rid of these negative feelings, and know that, these feelings of sometimes of us feeling lost, not good enough, inadequate, all these things sometimes just come from their own internalized feelings from our parents that have just not dealt with their own issues, and then they've just kind of dumped it on us. And so then we feel a bit like, what the hell, lost, because we haven't really expressed our own feelings in a sense, and then we're like, what is our feelings? And when the feelings are not validated, there's a lack of our own emotional needs. So sometimes we don't even recognize our own emotions, our own needs, and we don't recognize when we need to regulate those needs, and we need to then put self-care back into those needs and to our emotions and regulate them. And it's absolutely 100% okay for us to do that, to regulate those emotions for ourselves. But sometimes there is a lack of emotional awareness even in our own emotions. We're very good at recognizing everyone else's emotions. We could be a therapist, probably. We could be a therapist for everyone else, and we could be there for everyone else, and we could be a listening system. We can be an ear. We can be that, and we can give great advice, probably. But when it comes to ourselves, we don't regulate those emotions enough. And for me, I find that I don't regulate my emotions enough. So, and even when I've done something good, I don't want to celebrate it sometimes. And that's why I did in one of my other videos, was celebrate the small wins. I got to 1K subscribers. I know for other people it might be very little, but it's a win. And I need to celebrate it, and that's what I'm learning to do. And I think these are very important small little steps that we can do to find ourselves, to celebrate ourselves when we've done something good, to regulate our emotions if we're upset about something, it's okay, we've been through a lot, it's okay, we're not weak because of this, and just the different emotions that we have, and to recognize these. And so what we would do for others, how we would care for others, we need to pour that care back into ourselves, and so we can regulate that emotion, so we can be more emotionally aware, and not just for ourselves, but just in certain situations we're emotionally aware of how we feel. Again, that helps with setting our boundaries, not being people pleasers, making decisions, good decision making, and I think it has a knock-on effect for everything else. So these are very important, but I think the most thing to finding ourselves is, it does take time. I'm not perfect. I've still got a long way to go, but I can tell you that I'm way more sure of myself than I have ever been in my life. It's difficult, but it's very rewarding in a way. Like when you get to the other side, like you can feel yourself becoming the person that you want to become. Like you are becoming that individual. Like I'm becoming Nana. I'm becoming the person that I was always meant to be. Like I am pursuing the things that I want to pursue. I'm doing the hobbies that I want to do. Same with you guys. You'll find yourself doing the things that you want to do, and you're in a different room now. You're in a different environment. So you don't need to compare yourself to the older environment. When I was talking about that presentation, I'm in a new environment now. I'm with other people, and I thought, oh, I'm never going to be good enough. But no, that's because that's what I was just told in that certain environment. And you get out of that environment into a new one, and you realize, there's all different kinds of people here. I'm actually not that bad. And you will find that you're actually much better than you think you are. And that's why I say they tend to choose, your narcissistic parents tend to choose the ones that do have talent in them. They do have a goal. They're ambitious. There is something in you that your narcissistic parents saw that they wanted to strip away from, or they didn't want to validate that in some way. And, and this is your time to find who you are. And it is rewarding to go through that. You're going to have days where it's going to be difficult. You're going to feel lost. You're going to feel like you're going to feel lost. You're going to have to go through a stage where you're going to parent yourself. You're going to have to rebirth yourself in a way, kind of like figure out who you are, what you like, what are your boundaries. And it's going to take some trial and error. You might not get it right the first time. It's a trial and error. But I'd rather do this trial and error than never try and be stuck into something that I would never thought, taking on someone else's traits, taking on someone else's negative habits, taking on someone else's conditioning. No, you have a life left, and you are going to become who you are. And that's just, we need to start seeing that as like an amazing thing that we've been given this. Like we've got to this point with this strong and resilient. We've got to this point. Imagine all the stuff we've been through. We're on the last stretch now, and this is, the last stretch is not always the easiest one. It's the one where you're running out of breath, you need water, you feel like giving up, but no, might be a bit rocky, but trust me, it's gonna get easier and easier. Okay, you're gonna be able to breathe. You're gonna be able to enjoy that water. You're gonna be able to really understand who you are, and I think it's actually a very salient thing to go through life, to go through the bottom, to actually kind of rebirth yourself in a way, to find out who you are. Because without all these challenges that we've had, how would we be able to get this point to actually start afresh? And not everyone's had that opportunity to do that. And I'm really trying to put a positive thing on this, because when I say not everyone's had an opportunity to go through challenges like this, I mean it in a sense of like, we've been through these challenges. There's nothing we can do about it. We can't unfortunately change the fact that we grew up with narcissistic parents, but what we can do is change our story. We can change how we're going to view ourselves. We're going to change who we're going to become now going forward. We don't need to take on this subconscious programming that they've given us, this negative thing, this lack of self-worth, this lack of confidence, this lack. No, we don't need to do that. We can get rid of this lack, and we can start driving ourselves to a new lane here of possibility, of abundance, of self-worth, of self-value, of self-confidence. And we can just understand that we have the opportunity to do that now. And that's what I'm doing every day. I'm just finding ways to catch myself. And when I say catch myself, if I find myself doing the lack, I'm going to catch. I'm going to try and catch it and try and reverse it, because it is a constant catching yourself of picking up traits that you don't want to carry on for yourself. And I think just these little things that we've talked about today, I think for me, it's really helped me find myself in a sense of who I am. And there's a lot more I could talk about, but I'm just going to give you a few of what, is helping me in a sense. But yeah, being by myself has really helped me. It's really helped me because it's made me understand that I don't need external validation. I don't need others telling me that I'm good. I don't need to be fearful. I can go for things that I want to do, like this, even though this is kind of scary. I'm speaking to sometimes thousands of people in here that are watching, and it's scary to share your journey and your things, and people might not agree with everything you're saying or believe everything you're saying, and it's okay. It's not for everyone. I'm not for everyone. You're not for everyone, and that's okay. We don't need to people please everyone. We can never do that in this world. It's never gonna happen. And I think that's okay. To come to terms with that's okay. And yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go because I feel like we're going left, right? But I really hope that you've got something from this. Even one thing from this, I'm happy, because I just want you guys to get one thing from this. Let me know how you're finding yourself. If you're feeling a bit lost, it's okay. We're here. We're a community. You are my people. I really say you are my people because you guys get it. The ones that grew up from narcissistic parents, you will get it, and you do get it. And it makes others feel seen. It makes me feel seen and heard. And I read the comments because, I know you guys understand it. And I appreciate all of you. And I'm really glad that we have a growing community here that for us, that we do need this for us. And I'm so glad. And I really hope that people that watch this, we're going to be trying to see the positive side of this and not take on negative traits going forward. And yeah, and we got this. We really do. And we got this together. So please leave the comments, subscribe if you want to. And yeah. And guys, I will be going live very soon, so you can see me in live interacting with you guys in person. So yes, love you all. Stay positive. You are good enough and you're not alone in this. Okay.